Dirty Radio.
I love Ridin Durty Radio. Yo. Let's go! Vic XL! And just like that, once again, it's on.
And just like that, once again, it's on. What's up, world? It's your boy, Vic XL. This is the Ridin Durty Show, the Ridin Durty Podcast. We bridge the gap between hip-hop and everyday life, bringing you what's next right now. I got to say one time for the awesome, amazing people who are definitely rocking with the Ridin Durty Show, who definitely make it possible for our rebroadcast. One time for WRFG 89.3 FM. I also got to say one time for BeatBreakRadioFM.com. That's our terrestrial and our internet radio homes. I also got to say one time for the 10 plus streaming platforms that carry the Ridin Durty Radio Show. So if you go to your favorite streaming platform, just type in the words Ridin Durty Radio and boop, 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 bop, bop, bam. We will pop up. We are right there, and we'll always bring you the interviews by some of the most cultivating people in our community as well as in this society. All right, today is no different than any other show on the Ridin Durty Show. And I got to start off by saying one time for our amazing sponsors. Got to say one time for Dr. Juice Cleanse. That's right, Dr. Juice Cleanse is an all-natural cleanser. All-natural cleanser that does all kind of great things for your body, like slow down the aging process. They also can help eliminate stress. They help provide balanced pH systems in your body, helps remove mucus and toxins from your body. They also can help you lose up to 25 pounds in just 10 days. Now, if you are like me, and even though I go to the gym, my weight tends to fluctuate. And you know, as we get older, it's a little harder to shed those unwanted pounds. So I definitely drink Dr. Juice Cleanse, and I strongly advise you to drink Dr. Juice Cleanse. But you know what? Don't just take my word for it. You can always visit drjuicecleanse.com. Find out more about this amazing product. Find out about what it can do for you, how it can help enhance as well as change your life, lead to healthier living, lead to longer living. And you know what? When you visit the website, drjuicecleanse.com, make sure you let them know Vic XL and the Ridin Durty Show, Ridin Durty Podcast sent you, and they will give you a nice little Ridin Durty discount. I also got to say one time for our sponsor, WMR Music Group. WMR Music Group, they are a marketing, promotions, and branding company. If you're an artist out there and you're trying to get your career to the next level, they can help get you where you need to be. They can get your music to the latest, the hottest DJs, the trend-setting DJs, the DJs that are out there breaking records. If you got a video, you're trying to get it to a blog site, or if you're trying to get more coverage or exposure for your music or your product, they definitely can do it. Make sure you visit them at WMRresearchgroup.com or visit them on Facebook at WMR Music Group and find out more about them. They have a 6-week artist program that definitely can get your career to the next level. And just like Dr. Juice Cleanse, make sure when you visit the website or the Facebook page, you let them know Vic XL and the Ridin Durty Show, the Ridin Durty Podcast sent you, and you will receive a Ridin Durty discount. All right. It's time for me to say happy birthday. Today is Saturday, October the 20th, and we got quite a few birthdays. So I want to start off by saying happy birthday to the dog father, Snoop Lion, a.k.a. Snoop Dogg, a.k.a. Kelvin Brodus, a.k.a. Snoop Doggy Dog. All right, my man's an entrepreneur, actor, artist. He's definitely game show host, definitely doing his thing. The Dog Father, Snoop Dogg, is 47 years old today. So I definitely gotta wish him a happy birthday. Also gotta say happy birthday to new rapper NBA YoungBoy. He's definitely had a strong 2017 as well as a strong 2018, whether it's via music, social media, or just making headways in the news. So definitely happy birthday to NBA YoungBoy, who turns 19 years old today. Also gotta say happy birthday to reality star Miss Sin Santana. She's also the girlfriend of Mr. Joe Budden. She turns 26 years old today. Happy birthday to her. Gotta say happy birthday to ASAP Mob member, Mr. ASAP Ferg. He has that joint, Ride with the Mob, into Allah, check in with me, and do our job. Happy birthday to my man ASAP Ferg. He turns 30 years old today. And real quick, let me jump over because you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Gotta say happy birthday to some wrestlers. Gotta say happy birthday to Mr. Chavo Guerrero. He turns 48 years old today. And last but not least, on my birthday list, I got to say happy birthday to Wolfpack member, NWO member, Mr. Scott Hall. He turns 60 years old today. So, if you know any of the people we're wishing happy birthday, make sure you go follow them on social media and let them know that you heard it was their birthday on the Ridin Durty show and wish them well, and hopefully they're all having a wonderful and vainglorious birthday. All right, real quick, little hip-hop news. Gotta say one time for my man, Mr. Big Boy of Outkast, Andre Patton. His son, Cross Patton, has committed to the Oregon Ducks. That's right, the NCAA college football team, the Oregon Ducks. One time for Big Boy, and congratulations to Mr. Cross Patton. My man's definitely doing huge things on the high school level, and I can't wait to see him do it on the next level in the NCAA. All right, gotta say one time to the estate of ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. They have launched a Old Dirty Bastard estate sale, and they are taking cryptocurrency tokens. It's a pre-sale, but they're selling off some things on his estate, and you can definitely get some stuff from ODB via cryptocurrency. All right, real quick. Definitely got to say, everybody, Halloween is coming up. I want you guys to definitely be careful, be safe. People always say I don't mention my social media, so make sure y'all follow me on Ridin Durty Radio, RIDINDURTYRADIO, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. Or if you want to find me, the quickest way to definitely find the show is go to RidinDurtyRadio.com. That way you can find out and keep up with us. You can check out the latest news, views, and videos. I have a major announcement coming up really soon. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully I'm going to be doing a joint venture, helping take the show to the next level really soon. So within the next 60 days, you will be hearing about the brand new joint venture. So if you guys love me like I think y'all love me, and you love the show and the information we provide, definitely wish us well, because this will be a major move in a major way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I definitely gave you a little celebrity birthdays, gave you a little hip-hop news. I'll let you know about our amazing sponsors. Again, please visit them on drjuicecleanse.com and WMGresearch.com. Make sure you visit them. Let them know that you heard about them on the Ridin Durty Show via Vic XL. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for us to give you what we like to give you best, and that's the people in our community definitely doing their things, the movers and the shakers. And today is no different on the Ridin Durty Show. So welcome to the show, health coach Miss Rachelle Canty Davis. How you doing today, Mom?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing amazing. The weather is really tricky right now in Atlanta. We got that gloomy fall weather. When you go outside one point in time of day, you might have on shorts, and then you might have to go outside in a windbreaker the next. But other than that, I'm doing amazing. And, I'm glad you're on the show.
Great. I'm happy to be on the show. And, yeah, here in Houston, it is kind of gloomy as well. It was raining earlier, and it's probably about 60-some-odd degrees, but it's not probably as cold as it is there.
Okay. So, being in Houston, the first thing I got to ask, because I'm an avid sports fan, are you a fan of any of the Houston franchises in sports?
Not at all. Not in the sports, sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I was actually, because I was finna have to get on to you because the Astros won the World Series last year and they actually beat my team, the Dodgers. And I was hoping for a rematch, but the Astros just lost a couple days ago. But we're gonna move on. We're not even gonna dwell on the sports. Let's talk about Miss Rachelle Canty Davis. Let us know a little bit about your background, because I know you are a veteran of the armed forces. Let us know a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm a female veteran of the Air Force, and I'm originally from upstate New York. I've been stationed overseas as well as stateside. I've worked also as a civilian, as a government contractor overseas as well. And so I just love traveling, meeting people, just learning about different cultures, just the exposure to something different other than, the United States.
Okay.
And I love helping people too.
Okay.
As far as information, keep up pretty much with, what's going on in the world and so on and so forth. So,
all right, now
I enjoy music, just the regular thing.
Okay. What were some of the greatest experiences you brought? First of all, let me say thank you for definitely serving our country. I gotta always thank anyone who's been in the armed forces for that. So thank you for your dedication and your service. What are some of the things that you learned in the military that you carried on into life?
Just discipline and being able to hold your composure in difficult situations, especially when dealing with people. Some people can come off kind of nasty in situations, and, I feel it's always important to remain professional because, they're going to expect you to act a certain way towards them, but you don't have to do that, But just being able to see the world and make your own decisions about different things, you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people, you live here in the U.S., and so you have one vantage point. And until you've traveled and actually seen these other areas of the world, you don't understand, what you have compared to what they have. And granted, there's still a lot of areas in the U.S. that need work. You can see also from the perspective that, the U.S. has a certain outlook that everybody, sees from outside the U.S., but it really isn't, what they perceive it to be. And I guess having gone through, for example, like the Iraq War in Afghanistan and all that, you can kind of see where it seems like the U.S. has the best of intentions, but then you can kind of see where, it's all pretty much a facade. So throughout my time, and even now, you're able to form your own opinion about things outside of, politics without claiming one side or the other. You just kind of see things for what they really are.
Okay. Not to get a little too political. What are your thoughts on our commander-in-chief right now as in the direction our country is going in, especially from a military standpoint?
Well, and let me say, there's a lot of people, like, for example, on my Facebook page that I'm Facebook friends with, that I serve with, and we have different opinions. But my opinion is, no, I don't care for him. I don't care for how he does things. However, I don't disagree with everything he says. And the reason why I don't disagree is because I'm able to look at it from a different point of view. A lot of people will say, oh my God, he's so, he's misogynistic, he's racist and all that. And all that is true. However, a lot of times you have to listen to what he's saying. And you kind of have to pay attention, because he'll say things at certain times. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is, because a lot of people don't read as far as the bills and all these different laws that are passed, there's a lot more to them. Nothing is really what it seems, because one law seems one way, but they've got a whole lot attached to it. and they're doing it for some self-serving reason, is why they're passing the law. But I don't disagree with everything that he does, just because I follow the geopolitics so closely that, people don't really take time to do that day to day, to pay attention to what's really going on, because anytime they go into a country for whatever reason, they have some motive, and it's usually money. I mean, every war has been motivated by money, not because we needed to go to war. I mean, that's like the last reason. It's primarily because they wanted to make money in some way, shape, or form. And so over time, it has made us look like, oh, nobody can touch us, and we're almighty and all powerful, and we have so much, like we're so, wealthy in a way. But in a sense, we're not. In a sense, we're actually a third world country compared to a lot of the other countries. And that's just based off of the natural resources alone, because they have more than we do.
Okay. All right. That's definitely, I definitely agree with, there's a lot going on that a lot of times as a general public, we might not do our due diligence or our proper research, and we tend to act emotional off some things we hear. And I definitely agree with that, because I agree with you. There are some policies and some things that he say that if you sit back, they probably make more sense than we want to give him credit for.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people they'll be like, oh, I don't want to hear anything he has to say. For example, the recent presidential alert that he sent out, to all the phones and whatnot. And a lot of people are like, I don't want that. I'm blocking that. But you have to understand that there's a lot going on. And just because it's him and he's sending it out, that doesn't mean that you block that. Because if something major like martial law happens to kick off, and he sends out an alert, and you decide you're going to ignore it, you may find yourself in a situation unprepared.
That's right. So look, let's talk.
You can't take it for granted. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely agree. So look, let's switch gears, because I don't want just 30 minutes to go by and we don't get to the meat of what the conversation is about. Let's talk about you as a health coach, and when did you get into helping people and nutrition?
Well, it was between probably one of my contracts. I come back to the United States from working overseas, and I was in between contracts. And, I was just working out, trying to stay fit and healthy and whatnot. But I just couldn't lose weight. I was kind of like at a plateau, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I had a conversation previously with somebody I'd worked with overseas, and one thing I had never tried before was acupuncture. And so I went and got acupuncture. And as a result, what they did, for anybody who has never gotten it before, is they're sticking needles, but not like all the way in. Basically, they're inserting these needles, and they're inserting them into what is known as your meridian. And your meridian is your body, and certain points in your body correspond to different organs and different functions of your body. So I went and got that. And then also the acupuncturist looked at my tongue. Now, when they look at your tongue, just by the texture, the color, and so forth, they can kind of tell which organs might be working better than others. So I was told that my spleen was dampened, and as a result, I was told, which foods to eat, which foods not to eat. So for the next 3 days, that's what I did. And so when I went back 3 days later, I'd lost 3 pounds. And just from changing my diet alone, I didn't exercise or anything, but I saw results that quickly.
And
3 days.
Wow. Proceed. Wow. I'm amazed. Go ahead.
So that motivated me because I've always, even in my younger years, as maybe like a child, I've always, looked at, let's see, what natural remedies, could I use for, whatever ailment I might have been going through, a cold or whatever. And I've always had a natural curiosity. But even back then in the beginning, I was like, well, I'm going to stop eating sugar. There's just certain things. I stopped drinking soda. I just cut, some major things from my diet because, after that one experience, I'm like, oh, wow. So, if you change what you eat, how you eat, replace some things and so on and so forth, you will see major results. And, besides weight loss, you can drastically improve your health. A lot of people have different issues like, diabetes and high blood pressure, high cholesterol, so on and so forth. And it's possible to correct those issues by changing your diet. And you don't have to go on any type of drugs or medication, which only just, deteriorate the body and cause more side effects. So.
All right, now I have to ask, what would be some nutrition advice or health advice for those over 40? Because, once you get over 40, that metabolism slows down and it's harder to lose the weight. What would be some of your health tips or advice for those over 40?
Well, of course, you've got to change what you eat, but it just depends on, I guess, what your vices are. Like, you have people that drink soda, they drink coffee, they consume dairy. So, for example, a lot of people can lose weight by stopping the soda. The dairy is one thing. One thing that people don't understand is the food that they eat and how it affects their body. And so a lot of the processed foods, for example, they're filled with GMOs, genetically modified organisms. And so then they go into a lab and they're basically combining one thing with the other. And it affects their bodies in a negative way. And so in turn, for example, with dairy, dairy is somewhat of an endocrine disruptor, okay? And also a lot of African Americans are lactose intolerant. And we're the only species that drinks another species' milk after, infant stage. So, it's just totally unnecessary. You don't need it. As I said, it really messes with our endocrine system, and that affects your hormones. So a lot of people have hormonal issues, men and women alike. And that is a lot of the issues with them losing weight, because if you don't have the correct balance, your body's not going to function normally. Even with fruits and vegetables, you want to make sure you try to do, organic, because a lot of people will eat meat, for example. That too is bad for you. You should really try and eat more vegetables, I would say, but you want to find the most organic, items you can if possible, or grow your own food as well.
All right. How about fruits? And I have a question. I work at night. What would be your advice on, because everybody tells me how bad energy drinks are. What would be your advice for natural energy for those who might work overnight?
Yeah, I used to work at night, so I understand. Well, let's see, the military, when I worked at night, yeah, I had the bad habit of sometimes, doing the energy drink. But I think that really it's not good, because your circadian rhythms are really off and whatnot. They say, drinking water kind of helps you to stay awake. I say, depending on what your job is, you want to try and remain as active as possible. But trying to stay awake, some people will use caffeine But caffeine only works for so long. Again, that's affecting your endocrine system as well. It's really just getting your body used to, sleeping during the day and being up at night. You know what I mean? If you get on a routine, then yeah, your body will get in that stage where you're able to stay up. But I mean, you're only human, and because normally we're used to sleeping, at night and we're up during the day, it's kind of hard to transition your body into that. So, I mean, I did it for years. I honestly did it for years. So, I mean, at a certain point, I was used to staying up at night. But if you're going to do anything, I guess, you can eat fruit at night. Your leafy greens, try and get as much energy from, the natural things as possible. But I just, energy drinks, they're not the best, but when you have to stay up at night, it just depends on what your job is, trying to stay active as possible is what I would say.
Okay. All right. Tell me a little bit about more of what you do and services you offer people.
So I offer a 3 or a 6 month counseling session where we would meet. I would meet with a client, and 1 or 2 times a month, and we would basically just discuss. After they do a health history, so I know what I'm working with, just discuss ways that they can achieve their goals, and they would also talk to me about their situations, basically their life and how they have gotten to that point, because a lot of people associate food with emotions, for example. So, say you had something happen and a lot of people will turn to eating, or, it could be for a good situation or a bad situation, but it just seems like over time, even in a person's upbringing, is how they're taught how to eat. You know what I mean? It's just a habit that they happen to gain along the way. And so basically, we just talk about forming new habits and different ways to cope with any type of situations that they may have going on in their lives, and also replacing the way that they deal with those situations. And also recipes, because a lot of people have favorite recipes, but there's a way to reform a recipe so that it is healthy, And so a lot of times people don't know or understand how to cook certain things in recipes. And so that's something else that we would go over. So it's just basically them reflecting on how they can change things and, better themselves as far as, establishing their goals. Because the whole point is to
90 seconds.
Live a healthier life and make a lifestyle change as far as changing habits and so forth.
Okay. How long have you actually been?
I do have another service.
Okay.
I do have another service, though. For some people that may not want to commit right away, I do have a service that's called Ask a Health Coach. And that service just caters to basically just kind of
60 seconds.
Because, people may, experience different things, different symptoms and whatnot, and they may not realize that, instead of calling the doctor, making an appointment, there is a simpler way at home that you can actually deal with several issues. So.
Okay. How successful? Actually, how long have you been offering your services, and what has been the feedback from some of the people you've worked with?
Since 2014, and the feedback, I think, is just that a lot of people just aren't aware of the natural things, like, for example, coconut oil. Coconut oil lowers cholesterol. You can cook with it.
10 seconds.
It will help you lose weight. You can put in your coffee. just the different uses for things and how they can help you. And so I think people just go away better informed, and just happier, because I like for people to understand and know the truth, that, this information is not something that a doctor is going to share with you. So you have to kind of go out there and inquire about it. But that is not your only option, to go to the doctor, and you are obligated to do what he says, because it's your body. You know what I mean? So I think everybody needs to be their own advocate for their own health.
Okay. Before I let you go, what would you say would be one of the biggest misconceptions about nutrition and healthy living?
That diets work. Diets don't work. If diets work, there wouldn't be another diet they come up with. It's all about lifestyle change. You have to decide that you want to be healthy, that you want the best. And you have to understand that, if you have a family, you're setting an example. So you don't wait until something tragic happens, you come down with cancer, and then all of a sudden, you're concerned about your health. You need to get ahead of this. They're not going to tell you the truth. I think that people go to the doctor and they're going to get that one pill and that's going to solve all their problems, when the truth is that all they do is treat symptoms and they never actually find out what the real issue is. I think that people need to understand that food is not as healthy as they think it is. Just because you go to the grocery store and you go shopping, you buy food, that doesn't mean that that food is good for you. And, I just think they need to realize that they need to be, their own advocate and get ahead of their health instead of, waiting until something bad happens.
All right. So look, in closing, do me one big favor and give out all your social media, your website, and how people can get more information from you and inquire about your services.
Okay. Well, my site is askahealth.coach, and that's my website. It's got all my information on it, all my services that I offer. You can just go right through there. You can send me an email or leave me, your information or whatever. And it has all my contact information. I'm on Facebook, and Get Your Healthy Life is my site, my name on Facebook. And also, I'm on Instagram. It's Rachel, Rachelle, Canty Davis on Instagram. And, look me up, follow me, contact me if you have any questions. I'm available.
All right, Miss Rachelle Canty Davis, I definitely thank you for talking to us today. And please keep us posted as your travel continues, as you make people healthier.
Great, I will do that.
All right.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Rachelle Canty Davis. Y'all make sure y'all visit her website and make sure you follow her on social media, and let's start getting healthy. It's your boy Vic XL. This is the Ridin Durty Show, the Ridin Durty Podcast. Y'all definitely stay tuned. We'll be right back at you guys Monday night at 11 p.m. And y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.
Thank you for using Blogtalk.